Hello everyone, thanks for joining me. Today I want to talk about why visuals are important to transformation, to rebranding, to strategy, and even building community. Let's begin with why visualizations actually work. For years, almost decades now, athletes have been using visualization to help improve their game, to help them become better. By visualizing what they want to become or how they want to do something, they can begin to go through and visualize that, and then the body will begin to follow along. Tennis players use this technique by visualizing where the ball will be in each movement. Even if they miss the ball, it's not the point. The point is they learn to know and track the ball. This helps them become better tennis players. It's the same with baseball. When a batter looks at the ball, he's asked to see high, low, fast, slow, all the variables of a pitch until they can actually track the ball precisely. They visualize where that ball is and then how to hit that ball. Now, you're probably not an athlete, and this conversation is really not about athletes. It's about the power of visualization. And as Stan Husted would say, it begins with the picture. And that's where I come in. I use visual images, illustrations, both live and recorded, to help people understand and see what the outcome they want to achieve. For a personal transformation, there are things that we can actually create, such as future history or journey maps, where the illustration of what you want to become or who you want to become is first established. Then we create steps along the way. This is very important because you have a constant visual reminder of that journey map. And what's important about visuals is they're triggers to the mind. They help you unlock ideas that you had that you may have forgotten. Or if there's important information associated with that graphic, it is much easier to remember and recall when you see the graphic again. A great example of this is in strategy meetings. Let's say you have a room full of leadership. They're discussing a major change in their business model. They're going to do something different, but it's going to require everybody to be involved. So the strategy plan is 5 years. So in a visual, we would show this roadmap out to 5 years. We would illustrate, or I would illustrate, what that future looks like. What are the elements that they will see in that future? Then we will back along the path to see how we're going to get there. Now this is important, and this is something I need to clarify why visuals are so strong. If I describe something to each of those leaders, each of them sees something different in their own mind. For instance, if I were to say, a little boy with an orange ball, everybody watching this video would have a different image in their head. Now, the challenge is, how do you make all those images the same image? As with strategy, how do you make sure the processes and strategy are the same strategy for everyone? That's where a visual comes in. Everybody sees the same thing. There's no more confusion, because confusion leads to misalignment, and misalignment in a group leads to failure. So let's go back to personal transformation. Why is it important to begin with a picture? Thank you, Stan. When you see or visualize what you want to become or who you want to become, you begin to create a visual imprint of that person. Then, as you draw the elements and the processes to get there, these are visual triggers also to remind you where you are along that journey. And if you hire a guide to help you along that journey, they too can see that path. They also can see who you wish to become. Visuals are very powerful tools. I can't express this any more important than it is. You learn through visuals. When you were a child, to learn to read, they came with visuals. There was a mental trigger tied to the visual and how you read. Children's stories were full of pictures to help illustrate or explain the story they were reading. Nowadays, too many people rely on just text or verbal communication. Unfortunately, only a small percentage of that actually is retained. But if you add a picture, an illustration to that conversation, the explanation is clearer. The memory of that conversation is stronger. This is why speakers and keynote speakers use graphic recorders. Because one, it creates a beautiful summary of one page, but it also triggers the conversation and ideas well after the event. These are powerful tools. They're not just cute illustrations. They're powerful, they're impactful, and they're triggers for your memory. As you plan to do your change in the future, whatever that may be, rebranding, strategy, or personal transformation, remember, begin with a picture of what the outcome will be. Then follow a map to that outcome so that it's a clear and precise journey. Thank you. I'm Kevin Dully, and this is all about using pictures for success of change or transformation. Until next time, I'll see you on the page.